yeah! Cardtricks UK offers the ultimate VIP package for wrestling card collectors, For just $19.99 per month, you get 40 pounds of whatnot discount codes, entry to a monthly giveaway with epic prizes, entry to an exclusive VIP-only free break, and free grading from MGC, and so much more, dig it? Message the team on Instagram for more details. Ooh, yeah!
And now, presenting from across the pond, it's the Squared Circle Relics Podcast.
Hello, welcome to episode 1 of the recap specials. Are we going to be starting for another one for these? This is our first Cardtricks bonus special show. Jamie, Lloydy and Chris here for episode 1. Evening, boys. How you doing?
Evening, and what a show we have in store. We're going to be talking about finishing the story.
That's right.
Decades of storytelling, all wrapped neatly into a final ending. Amazing, nuanced characters, storyline. Yes, it was the end of Curb Your Enthusiasm. And then WrestleMania happened as well, right? So we've got to talk about that, sadly. But never mind, eh? Yeah, let's crack on, lads. Let's crack on.
Let's do it. I think the main question is, have we all seen WrestleMania? Because if you haven't, you might as well hop out of this conversation now.
I hope we have.
Ish. There's a lot of fast forwarding involved in places, but yes, I have seen it. I know what happens, and yes, yeah. Let's crack on. Let's do a review.
Nice. So yeah, I guess first of all, really, when did you boys watch Mania? Did you watch it live? Did you watch it back, obviously today or yesterday, or when did you guys really see most of it?
Night 2, I watched along with Cardtricks. So he obviously played it. So I had it on my TV as well, but then I muted my TV and then kind of just listened through there. But yeah, that was amazing. I think I'm going to do that for every pay-per-view now going forward. I'm just going to watch Cardtricks' stream and watch it on there. I thought it was great fun.
So just
you got the chat though as well, didn't you?
Well, so just to go into what Chris is saying. So not only does Chris from Cardtricks do breaks during the pay-per-view, so it's kind of like a watch-along and break-along. So I think he's definitely the only breaker that does that in the UK.
Honestly, it's so good. I was really impressed.
I'm not sure if there is an American breaker that does that either.
I haven't seen anyone do it.
I don't think it is. So, it's a niche. So good on for doing it. I didn't stay up and watch it. I've watched them on a repeat because I value my sleep.
I do not. No, I don't.
I very much do. Yeah. Lots of. It was my missus' 40th.
Yeah. So
I had to be up and ready for that. To be honest, you know what I mean. Like, but yeah. No, Jamie, did you watch? You watched the next day?
Yeah, I watched the next day. So I had to try and plan to stay up Saturday night and watch night 1 at least live, but I just didn't manage it in the end. So I watched it Sunday morning.
Yep.
Found the network was actually all out of sync and a bit buggered. So I don't know if it was just my end, but the audio was all out of sync and started midway between Rhea and Becky Lynch and not actually the beginning of the pay-per-view.
Excellent.
And that got sorted about lunchtime. So I watched night 1 Sunday lunchtime, and then I watched night 2 Monday morning, like in the good old days. So yeah, I kind of watched night 2 and kind of like a fast watch, if that makes sense, and then caught up with it later on, really.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
There's a lot of content, though. If you work out how many hours worth of stuff is over this weekend, and the press conference, and
pre-shows,
there's a hell of stuff.
Yeah. It's a whole. It's like a juggernaut these days. It never used to be. I mean, when I went in 2012, so Mania 28, it was half the size. Literally, there's one show back then, but it was the content was like, I'd say like an eighth of what it is now, because obviously you have the whole Wrestlemania weekend with all the other shows that are going on as well. I mean, back then you had Ring of Honor doing a show that weekend, and just the Hall of Fame, and you had the main show, and you had Access as well. But other than that, it was it feels like it's just grown and grown over the last decade. To be honest, it's quite scary, really.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I mean, I enjoyed watching what I caught, and I tried to watch some of the indie stuff this weekend as well. But Mania was really the main thing I was going for, really. So so let's crack on then. So night one, really then, we had our predictions on the show last time. So Chris, I know you've kept a record of our predictions, so maybe we'll just recap these.
Well, I think there's easy ones to go through. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to spend much time on them, right?
No. I mean, I think the best way to do it, if we go through each match, name your favourite moment of the match, and then a thumbs up, thumbs down, or what sort of match it was, really. So, opener for night one was Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. Did you guys enjoy the match? Was it the right placement for it? And what was our predictions versus what actually happened?
Well, I think we all said Rhea. I said 10%.
Well, no, we did not. Yeah, so you said 90% Rhea, 10% Becky. So I kind of give you that one, or you referred to her as the Irish foghorn. JB went for Becky Lynch here.
Oh, really? Yeah. Jamie.
Odd choice.
Wow.
You thought it was the comeback, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought this is obviously like her sort of comeback to the main event. Rhea would be moving on to different things. The end of Judgment Day was kind of my thinking, how wrong I was about the end of the Judgment Day. But that was kind of my thought. This was going to be like their downfall a little bit, really, and kind of get them onto different things.
And she ended up getting squashed, pretty much. It
was very one-sided.
Yeah, she looked like levels above Becky, and fair play to her. But the problem is, and a lot of these things that we're going to say today, where does she go from here? Like,
who's left?
Ultimately, I mean, give it another year, and it will probably be what the BST, right? At some point. Also. But I think, and maybe Cargill down the line. But other than that, I'm struggling, to be honest, with what they do with Rhea.
So on Raw, they had Liv Morgan attack Rhea backstage. So again, you're only going into a feud with Liv, and she ain't going to defeat Rhea.
It's like half the size.
Exactly. So we'll see. But I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed it as a nice opener squash, and I was quite happy with that, really.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Second match, we had the 6-team ladder match. Now, I really enjoyed this match. I always do like a ladder match anyway, but there were a lot of mad spots in this match, and I enjoyed watching this through, really.
Well,
what predictions? What do you guys think?
I think the first thing is I didn't know that it was going to be for both titles on different...
No, I didn't either.
That's it, and I think that's apparent when I was listening back, that we were all sort of picking one team when actually it was two teams winning, so
Yeah.
Which I'm still... I think that was one of the biggest shocks of the weekend, to be honest. But
have they done that before as well? I don't think we've ever had like both titles split like that in a tag match.
No, not that I remember. It's more of a... It's like a TNA thing that they would do. It's not necessarily a WWE thing, but exciting and.
Yeah,
it was. I like that the one of the belts was won a lot quicker than the other set of belts was. You know what I mean? That was quite cool. I like the way they did that.
And what were your favourite spots in the match out of all of them? There was quite a few good. I think everyone was really talking about R-Truth going for the hot tag and doing his John Cena stuff was a really cool little comedy spot in it. But there's some pretty dangerous spots in there as well, really. Yeah,
after he won the belt, didn't he? The Grayson Waller went through the ladder.
Yeah. That was...
I think the most insane thing to do was when Priest was going up that ladder that was knackered. Basically, you could see the ref pulling his leg back, and you could see she was like, "That ladder is knackered." And then Miz runs up the other side of it. I'm like, someone's going to die here, and luckily it held out for them. But that was funny that R-Truth put the ladder in the into the ring for Damian Priest as well. That was nice of him. I was laughing about that. So no, it was good. It was good.
I thought the tornado DDT through the table looked nuts. And I also think JD McDonough's like flip out of the ring. There was such a big gap between where that ladder was to going outside and going through the tables. I mean, he nearly didn't hit him really, but Jesus, that takes some balls to do that.
He's always been, even on the indies, he was always very adept at high flying. I don't think he gets the respect he does for his the spots that he used to do. I saw a match against him with Ospreay, and I'll mention Ospreay a lot, I think, this time round. But I saw him against Ospreay and at Progress, and that match was insane, and he was so good, like aerial-wise. So, good on him. He's just got a massive head. So
out of proportion.
Yeah. I'm not sure how he's going to get up the ladder with that big head of his, but we'll see.
You know, I enjoyed that match. That was a big thumbs up for me, that match, and I thought that was the right kind of place for that.
Yeah.
The next match we had LWO and versus
no. Prediction wise, go back. Prediction wise, none of us got it right. I don't think
nobody got it right. Most of us went for Judgment Day. Jamie, you went for DIY, and Dave quickly gets in there that he thinks maybe Dunn and Bate, but no.
None of it.
No. Jesus. Well, we were kind of right with Judgment Day because Truth is still part of the Judgment Day. So he won. He won half.
I don't think Paddy Power pay out on it.
Okay, let's skip.
So we had the tag match next: LWO versus Dom and Santos. Now we had on the show that it was Dragon Lee originally, but then Andrade replaced him.
Yep.
I mean, I enjoyed this match as far as it went for like a bit of a lucha showcase. I really enjoyed this match. I thought this was a bit of a sleeper on the show, actually. What's our predictions for this one?
There was one moment alone in it. Jason Kelsey vaulting over the top rope. Oh my God! Travis made his millennia when he saw that happen. Awesome. That was just awesome. If they don't do a Jason Kelsey card, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah. Oh, especially if it's not his Hulk Hogan pose at the end. That was
at the end.
Cool, yeah.
I was talking to a mate of mine who's based in our Philly office, and he ended up going last minute to Mania. He said as soon as he saw these two dudes, he's like, these guys are Eagles guys. Like as soon as he saw them, but they towered, didn't they? Jesus Christ!
I loved it. More of that. More Jason Kelsey. Now he's retired. Just put him full time on the roster. He'll be a tank. Yes, love it.
Prediction wise on this one, we kind of went off topic and no picks from anyone except Jamie, who went for Rey Mysterio. So well done, Jamie.
There you go.
Oh, that's good.
You make up from your Becky shout then.
Yeah,
there you go.
I mean, I think my favourite spot of this match was Andrade and Ray jumping off each other's shoulders and doing a double crossbody off the shoulders to the outside. That was a crazy little thing to do. But I really enjoyed this match, so that was a bit of a sleeper for me. Up next, we had Jade, Naomi, and Bianca versus Damage Control. I didn't really watch much of this match. It was quite a quick match by all accounts, wasn't it?
That tail whip, though, Jesus Christ.
Gee, yeah.
That was the loudest one I've ever heard. It was ridiculous. Loved it though, and the BST, as Graham even said as well on our chat, the BST is still unbeaten at Mania, which I think lends well with future feuds with Jade and future feuds with Rhea as well. So
all the unbeaten streaks.
Yep.
I think Jade looked like a megastar. It wasn't. I know they had quite a short entrance with her, but she looked like a megastar out there. And I think once she finds her rhythm in WWE, I think we'll talk about this a bit later on. But yeah, I think she really stood out here. And I think giving her that win and had a parade around a little bit before hitting the finish, it was really cool. Interesting
point. So we're going to talk at some point about card impacts up and down. Remind me to speak about Jade.
Okay.
Later. Okay.
Fine. Yeah, sounds good.
And prediction-wise on this one, you guys all went for Jade, and I was weird and went for Damage Control. So extremely wrong there. I was wanting more. I was wanting more story from that, but yeah.
Not a good night for Damage Control.
No.
Then up next we had Jimmy and Jay, brother versus brother. Now, this didn't live up to expectations for me. I don't know if brother matches. I don't think they ever normally do live up to expectations, either. You know?
Yeah, it was just horrible. I didn't like that match at all. To be honest, it was. I think out of all of them, it was probably the worst of the two nights.
I think the finish was so predictable. Like, how many times have they done that with these two already? Yeah. So it's just a bit. Yeah.
It reminded me of the Matt versus Jeff at Vengeance 01, like the first time we had Matt and Jeff against each other. Just a match that didn't really do nothing, and it should have done better, really, you know?
I mean, I know on the predictions I went for Jimmy instead of Jay, but...
Yeah, it was just me that got this one.
Oh, really?
Jay.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I can't count Jamie. You said an Uso.
And Uso.
I can't count that.
You can't count an Uso.
I can't count that. Sam said the same as well, so...
The thing is, like, they're gonna push Jay a bit more now. I'd imagine. I can't see him winning the title. He's not that good on the mic. I think he's actually really trash on the mic, to be honest. I like him. I like him as a person, as a wrestler, but I just can't see him going that next step further. I'd be very surprised if he does, to be honest. But it is what it is.
He's a number one contender.
He is now, yeah.
I know, but like...
Last night, yeah.
I know.
But becoming like a megastar...
Yeah. I think you're completely right. Everybody likes him. I feel the same. I like him, but I would like to see him go for the US title or the IC or something. Just,
I think he's a good warm-up contender for Priso. I think he's like the perfect sort of first opponent, you know? So, yeah, it's cool. Moving on, Sammy and Gunther.
This is where I come into my own now, I tell you.
Well, Lloyd, you start us off then. Did you enjoy this match?
I thought it was even though it was like quite a short match, I found the pacing quite slow at times in it, which is really weird. It was a typical underdog story, and the end of Gunther taunting his wife went on forever, it seemed, but the ending was, it was a feel-good moment for everyone, I think, to be honest. I think even people that didn't even like Sammy were thinking, oh, hang on a second, I want him to win.
I've got my hand.
Yeah. So it was nice. It was really nice. And am I going to go out now and buy lots of Sammy cards? No. But good on him. Happy days.
I think they put this where it was on purpose because obviously what happened at the end of the main event, maybe this is like the feel-good story for night one. I was really surprised though that Gunther did lose. I can't remember what I predicted, but I thought Gunther was still going to be champ for a longer time, really.
Well, so Dave can take the kudos on this one. He went for a Sammy fuck it. Yeah. He just went Sammy fuck it. So Dave was right. Everyone else went for Gunther. But yeah, really good match. I think everyone got invested in it by the end of the match. And like Dave said, I thought that how long he spent sort of taunting Sammy's wife kind of added to it a little bit. So cool. I liked that bit. Yeah.
I think the brain buster off the top, I know it didn't hit exactly like you would normally see it, but Gunther's a big old guy to be doing that with, and it's not the normal guy that you would normally be doing that sort of shit with, So good on them for taking that chance with that as well, really. And
it was good, like, even though my whole basis was, if it's not going to be him, who is it going to be? Because Gunther's got to progress further at some point. Why not give it to Sammy? Because you're not going to find anyone else to match up to Gunther. Gunther. But
this moves him into the world title picture, doesn't it? Now
it elevates. Yeah, exactly. It does elevate him next. Not Priest actually. He's on SmackDown, isn't he?
Oh, of course
he elevates it to Cody.
Well, there's a draft at the end of April 26th, I think, so you never know.
Yeah.
Never know. But the thing is, as well, doesn't he have visa issues as well, or something like that?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not 100% sure, so we'll see what happens there. But it's a testament to WWE storytelling a bit on this one, because if 3 out of the 4 of us are saying Gunther's going to continue on,
Yeah.
it's a nice little surprise on the night. So there you go.
Exactly. And then the main event, night 1, Rock and Reigns, Cody and Seth. Now, I really enjoyed this match. I did look at the timestamp. There was just over an hour after the entrances. I did not expect this to be an hour match. But, I mean, I really enjoyed this match. It had the right amount of chaos for me. I like the idea that The Rock was pulling all the strings and made it Bloodline. I didn't even consider that this could actually go down that kind of Vince McMahon controlling the rules type match. But, yeah, it was really, really enjoyable for me.
I tell you what it reminded me of. Late Attitude, pre-aggression era wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Like the especially like the spots at the end, they were very reminiscent of, I'd say, old style of wrestling, but like I wouldn't call it that, but that kind of era. And with the rock bottom through the announce table and stuff like that, I just got shades of him versus The Rock versus Triple H and stuff like that. It was very, very reminiscent of that from my youth, I would say.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people saying it was boring. I actually liked it. I thought it was quite well paced. I think there was a lot of content there to keep it going and going. I actually enjoyed it more than the main event on night 2.
So did I. I think as well with it. I don't know if it's a generational thing though. Like, I like this style because this is what I kind of cut my teeth on. Yeah. I enjoy this kind of like, fucking around with the rules and like, oh my God, what the hell is going on here? And The Rock did not miss a step. Like, he looked like prime Rock more than he ever has over recent years, And
we another slap as well. That slap on that belt onto Cody's back. That made my eyes water when I heard that. I was like, "Jeez, that was good. Yeah. That was good." I know I got this one wrong.
I was about to say, prediction-wise, you were the only one who went for Cody. I think we kind of reversed a lot on these. Yeah. Everyone else went for The Rock. Yeah, Bloodline rules. Just quickly on this one for me, I watched. My son Ted doesn't like wrestling, but he watched this and this captivated him. He was hooked, and then wanted to watch the second night because of it. So I was very pleased with this match, helping me out.
Cool. And likewise, Abby has never sat down and watched any part of Mania, but because I've been watching like the Rock clips and stuff, I think she's been invested because she knows the Rock well. Anyway,
this is it.
Yeah. And when she sat and pretty much watched all that main event with me, and like I kept glancing over, like I could tell she was watching, not like glancing over a little bit. And even night 2, like she was like asking me, what actually happened at the end of night 2? Like she's never done that in the whole time. So yeah, I think that does show you that there's a new audience there that The Rock has brought in and invested with, So night 1,
I would say as well that just the little caveat.
Yeah.
Even though The Rock has not been around for so long, he still leagues above everyone else.
He outshines.
He's just like this whole final boss thing that he's created for himself and stuff like that. But just his demeanor, his every little action that he does, everything, it's just magical. It's one of you guys already said it, Chris. You said captivating, Jamie. Captivating.
Yeah,
he is captivating.
Yeah,
I love it.
I mean,
it's great.
On Raw last night, he done a promo with Cody that went on for about 40 minutes. But there was a moment where he was just like, about to say something on the mic, and the crowd would be healing up, and he'd stop, stop, and like holding the crowd so much.
So good.
And then he dropped this line in about like the largest gathering of trailer park trash, but he fed it in so nicely, and the crowd bang like straight on it, and it's so good, so good.
He even got me with hands off. I wasn't expecting trailer park trash there, to be honest.
Well, they've been hyping it all weekend about the attendances, haven't they? Like it was so good.
Yeah.
And I think the fact, because Triple H came out just beforehand and said they had to like make the Titantron smaller to get more people in because of demand, and it's like for him to do the trailer park trash was so good. Anyway, digress. Night number 2 then. So,
with night. So we can do this. So instead of giving it numbers, let's give it grades.
Okay.
So night 1 out of, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P. No, but normal grades from school kind of thing. What would we grade it?
I'm going to say
pluses and minuses as well.
I'm going to say B plus. I think Jimmy and Jay let night 1 down.
Okay.
So for me, B plus.
I'll probably go B minus. That was the first thing that came to my head. There's just that little tweaks here and there, and it would have been an A, I think. Dave?
I'd actually give it an A. Bordering on A minus. But, again, that Jimmy and Jay match just stunk it up. But you're bound to have one match that's not gravy, right?
Yeah, of course.
Definitely high up, I'd say.
Definitely. I think even if I watched the show back in a couple of weeks' time, I don't think I would be not interested in it. There'd be so much I wouldn't notice,
Yeah.
So night 2 then. So again, there was so much overspill from night 1 here. There were so many things feeding into it, which was quite nice. I can't remember a Mania that I've wondered what the hell could actually go down in night 2 as a result of night 1.
Yeah.
There was obviously Seth having all his knee worked over with the bloodline rules. How is that going to come into effect? Loads of stuff to feed into here. So we'll start from the very beginning. Opener for the night was the Philadelphia Street Fight. Lashley, Street Profits, and the Final Testament. Now, I didn't give a damn about this match in the predictions. Chris, what did everyone reckon?
Yeah.
I said Final Testament. I'm sure I did.
Yeah, Jamie said it doesn't matter because nobody cares.
No.
Everybody else went Final Testament, so we were all wrong in this, except that, Dave, at one point you did say that they always let Bobby Lashley win.
They always let Bobby Lashley win.
So, you kind of got it, but kind of not.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who was the true star on this match. Snoop Dogg on commentary. I fucking love Snoop Dogg on commentary. He was in his element. He was dropping hints of what he was up to in the vans. He was just true, having the time of his life, Snoop Dogg, and I thought it was great.
While you're talking rappers, something we missed on the Jimmy and Jay was the Lil Wayne cameo.
Yeah.
Fucking terrible, wasn't it? Was it not? The rapping, you could barely hear it. He was out of time. He was on perp or whatever. He was, not very good.
When was T-Pain in the crowd night 1 and night 2 as well? He cropped up as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I have no idea who the fuck you're talking about.
rappers.
Yeah. Kit Kat.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was
Double decker.
Toffee Crisp with a
Toffee Crisp, the rapper.
Rapper. Amazing.
That's such a great name for a rapper. Toffee Crisp.
Toffee Crisp rapper.
Anyway.
But this match wasn't a massive match for me. It was kind of like get a few things broken, get the crowd warmed up, and that was it really.
Stunk.
Yeah, not impressed.
Right.
Up next, so I'm sure this is in the right order. LA Knight and AJ Styles second match. Was this the second match?
No, I think this was about the third or fourth match.
The Seth Drew the first match.
The first Seth Drew.
Oh yeah, opener. Of course it was.
Yeah, we could talk about Seth Drew.
Do Seth Drew, because this is really cool.
And the main reason why, it's like Seth. Drew beat Seth, then shenanigans happened between him and CM Punk. Spoilers, by the way. All of these are spoilers. And then he got in CM Punk's face, and then shenanigans happened there, and then the what's his name? Priest came in and cashed in and won the title. The main thing for this, I really am upset that this match didn't finish off night 2. And I know it couldn't be done that because of the tag match, because if you would have put this match after the 40-minute tag match that they had, it wouldn't have worked.
No.
So you'd have had to put it on beforehand. So why not put it on night 2 anyway, kind of thing? Like, it's, it's whatever. But and you'd also have to have Seth in a different person with Seth in that tag team match as well, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it just feels like that title is meaningless.
It should have been a precursor to the main event, so it should have been, the penultimate. But
it just feels like that title, which is supposed to be on the same level as Roman's title, is way below it. And I hate that. I really do. Like, for years, it's felt like, because of Roman, it feels like Raw has been Mickey Mouse. The flagship show, which is Raw, has powered in comparison to SmackDown. And it's still happening now. I think on the draft, you'll get that title going to SmackDown, and Cody will take that to Raw, and they'll make Raw the big show again.
Yeah.
But
I think especially with it going to Netflix, that becomes a big show, doesn't it?
I'm just gutted for that title, to be honest. Like, it was a good match. I like the match. I like the back and forth of that match. I like the fact that Priest won. My favorite highlight of this show was Drew giving shit talk to CM Punk, and CM Punk just sitting there going, I can't hear what you're saying. I've got cans on my head. And I love that. I think that was superb. That was I'm not a massive CM Punk fan these days, but that was quality Punk. That was quality Punk.
Yeah, mention it.
That was.
No, once or twice. But it was quality Punk work. That was. I really did enjoy it. What are you guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a great match, and then I don't know why, but I wasn't expecting the cash in. And even though in the predictions, I've predicted a cash in, but I wasn't at that time. I wasn't expecting it. I was really happy for Drew that he'd finally done it, and I just think this just builds to it. In my opinion, I can't wait for him to get back to the number one contender spot.
I think it was really cleverly done, because you forgot about the cash in because you're so invested in Punk and Drew. Wanderers going in, you think, oh, he's won Punk, so you think, oh, this is just that, and that suddenly appear out of nowhere is like really caught off guard.
Yeah. Really.
When Drew went for that first Claymore, I thought this is going to be like a quick finish, one and done, like Seth's injured. But yeah, really, really good. I really enjoyed that whole segment. Really, kind of the whole thing is the match, isn't it? Really,
Yeah. Prediction wise, so me and Dave guessed Seth, so we were wrong there, but then we both guessed the cash in, so we were right there. But you,
half
Jamie,
a point.
We both got a point each there. Jamie, you and Sam both went for Drew, so you were right, but then you both said no cash in. So there you go.
Okay,
points
swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, points around.
Exactly. So I think we've concluded my order is in a complete mess. So let's just see.
Let's go LA Knight and
AJ.
Yeah,
AJ.
let's do this.
A toilet break match. Sad to say, I love AJ Styles, always have done, but couldn't give a shite about this match, to be honest. I don't know about you guys, but
this is my Jimmy and Jay of the night.
Yeah,
that's fun for me.
A bit. I missed the end of this match. I'm almost sure that LA Knight won, but I think I literally did pee break during this. So
LA Knight won. I can't remember what happened at the end of that match, but I'm pretty sure LA Knight won.
So I mean,
so
it wasn't anything memorable for me.
Let's move on.
Yeah. Well, prediction-wise,
predictions.
Me and Dave went for LA Knight. Jamie, you went for AJ, and Sam wasn't sure.
Okay,
he didn't give
fair enough.
One. So,
should we do Logan next?
Let's do the triple threat. Yeah, Logan, Orton, and Kevin Owens. I thought I'd written Keith Owens then, but it definitely says Kevin Owens on my notes.
His brother. Keith.
So yeah, what do you think of this match? I really enjoyed this match, but let's go to you guys first.
I think when Speed turned up, everyone thought, who the fuck is this guy?
Is he not as known in America as he is over here, or is he...
He's basically KSI's understudy who's American, right?
Yeah, but like he's known over here for all the Ronaldo stuff that went on sort of last summer.
Yeah.
Whereas that doesn't really translate to America, does it? Because they don't necessarily think of Ronaldo as big a guy,
the megastar,
and getting his dick out on a live stream as well.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, well done, Speed.
Yeah.
So I'm not 100% sure how that
went over.
Landed with the Americans, but I think everyone just thought it was KSI.
Well, Michael Cole did, didn't he? He goes, that's that damn. And then Pat McAfee had to say, "Oh no, it's you know who it was." You know,
I show speed. I show speed. Yeah. I like the match. I think it was all right. I always thought that Logan was going to win. When it comes to triple threat match, very rarely does the champion not lose the title. To be honest, especially at Mania. But
I mean, Logan's your poster boy for Prime at the minute. I think the more he has a belt, the better at the minute, isn't it? Really, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still improving though, quite massively, isn't he? Like the frog splash, the senton and the frog splash was a really nice spot that he did.
It's more of a 5-star, isn't it? It's more Rob. He's going more to Rob Van Dam these days. It's sky's the limit with Logan if he keeps it up.
Yeah,
I think injuries will play a fair bit on it though.
Quick one on the predictions. We all went for Logan Paul except Sam, who went for Kevin Owens.
There you
go.
Well, he was thinking there's going to be this Eddie Benoit type finish with Seth and Owens, wasn't it? But,
the mid-card titles.
But yeah, we had a different celebration later on. So let's move on now to Io Sky and Bayley. I think we all knew which way this was going to be going. Chris, what are the predictions for this?
Clean sweep, Bayley.
Clean sweep. I thought we did.
It was very obvious, wasn't it?
I just couldn't wait for this match to be over. To be honest, it was just like get over and done with. We all know he's going to win. Just there's no stakes in this at all. Just let what is going to happen. Yeah. Like whatever.
I don't know if Bayley tweaked her knee or something during the match, but she was hobbling around quite a bit near the finish.
I don't know.
But yeah, we'll wait and see. I mean, I don't know what you now do with Bayley as the champ. I don't know. You know, you do keep going with damage control. Is that chapter completely closed now? I don't really know what happens next, but it is what it is, really. I'm not overly worried about that. So let's go on to the main event. So Roman Reigns and Cody.
This could take some time.
This could take some time. Let's go through predictions first, and then we'll break down the match fully. And I'm sure we can talk about a whole WrestleMania in this as well.
Yeah, so predictions-wise, yourself, Jamie, and Sam went for Roman Reigns. And Dave, you were really unclear on what you wanted. You went for Roman, and then you went, but Cody could win. So I don't know what you went for. And I went
Cody,
for Cody. I went for Cody.
Well, the thing is, I was like, it all depended on what happened on night one.
Night one, yeah.
Yes,
if
it really did.
So.
If whoever won was going to lose the second night, and it could have gone either way. And as soon as night one happened, I knew instantly Cody's going to win the next night. So if we did the predictions the night before, it would have been bloody easy to say, to be honest. So, yeah, no surprise there, really, with the predictions, to be honest. A mixed bag. It was one of those where we didn't know, but night one told us what was going to happen.
I knew all along. I'm just a mark.
I think, like you say, night one really hinged on what was going to be happening for night two.
Yeah,
and I
but it made it predictable though. But it made it like if we didn't have night one, it like that match on night one, which I don't think was really needed, to be honest. Then night two would have been all up in the air, and that's how I think that match would have been so much better if we just didn't know, but we all knew. So
I think for me, the matches felt, and the way, obviously the new intro was very much Avengers Infinity War, Marvel inspired. It was very much a case of Infinity War was night one and Endgame was night two. Yeah. Like the bad guys won, it was in that retaliation type thing, you know. Yeah. I think, like you said, once that main event finished night one, you knew Cody was going to be winning the belt night two, you know.
Easy.
But the match was still good in its own right, though. Like, it had the traditional match. Roman was obviously putting things back under the ring and doing his own sort of shithousery that The Rock was doing the night before, you know. I really enjoyed the match, and it just kept building up and built up to that final 10 minutes, really, didn't it?
And that's the thing. I enjoyed the match kind of up until the last 10 minutes of just madness. And I will explain. But some notes before I do explain. I'll leave my explanation to the end. But some notes that I made throughout this. How long did it take John Cena to run to the ring? About 7 years.
Abby goes to me, he looks stiff. Yeah, he looked a bit solid.
Bless him.
It's hilarious. The Rock when the Rock came down, he seemed to come down a lot quicker than Cena did, and he was walking. And the amount of swearing, that bleep button. When I watched it, there was a lot of bleep buttons, but I think that was fantastic. He didn't say sorry, Margaret, once after any of them. To be honest,
didn't know, did he? You bastard.
Which was a bit of a shocker. I mean, the whole. The one thing after another, and it was just callback. The reason I don't like it, but I'll give more explanation to this in a bit, but callback after callback after callback, it just didn't need it after some time. And to be honest, there was bits of it that I would have liked to have improved as well for it. Obviously, Taker, I would have liked Stone Cold instead of Taker to take out The Rock.
Yeah.
It would have made more sense with the history. I know people are saying, like with Taker, that obviously he's been the locker room leader for so long, and it was their way to say, no, this needs to, I'm telling you this needs to play out how it needs to play out, kind of thing. But they've got no history. The Rock and Undertaker got no history at Mania. Yeah. So
I was talking to my buddy who went to Mania, and he said he was in Mania for WrestleMania 15, which was also in Philly. And you think, well, actually, geez, that would have made perfect sense to have Austin and Rock at WrestleMania 40 in Philly, a trick missed.
I'm going to start, and I'll leave this to the last bit, but I'll sidestep the whole Seth, the steel chair onto Seth thing, because that's a whole segment itself I need to talk about. But I would rather, the improvement that I'd rather have had was if he did hit Seth. And I did see as well, which is, I think this is madness, that someone said, like, there's a video online on like one of the Facebook things that saying Roman's obsession with revenge. He's never been obsessed with revenge on that. Not really. Like, he's never been that chair shot.
I think what they were trying to say was that he could have won the match by hitting. Yeah. But he chose to revenge chair shot on Seth over winning the match.
Which to him more on this path now.
More of a lapse in judgment more than obsession of revenge.
No one,
you know what I mean?
Think he's ever been obsessed with revenge. But
you know what I mean? Like the way it was worded, I was like, you don't know what you're talking about with wrestling. But I would rather, I think it would be more perfect if he would have hit Seth and then he went to hit Cody and Sammy saved. Basically took Sammy came in and took the chair off Roman, and then Cody beat Roman, and then when Roman does come back, he can take time off now. And when he does come back, he then goes after Sammy
first,
and that's the revenge he wants. He doesn't want it on Cody; he wants it on Sammy, and that gets Roman away from Cody. You know what I mean? That would have made more sense. And to be honest, it would have made Sammy even more of a star on Mania than he is. You know what I mean? It would have elevated him even further.
Yeah. And it makes sense. It would have made sense because of the history there with the bloodline and Sammy. So,
I thought there was a massive misstep, to be honest. Just me.
I think the whole event, though, like this has probably been one of the most storytelling weekends of wrestling like I've known. One all together, entwining it all together, and sort of having it all culminate. I felt this was a really nice storyline. Really.
So I'll do my thing, but go on.
Well, no, are you going to talk about the Shield?
Well, no. Okay, so I'm actually going to talk about British wrestling for about 2 minutes, if you let me. All right.
Let you.
So British wrestling. So Will Ospreay started in Rev Pro I think it was like the 12th of February, 2013. Mm-hmm. 6 years later, after fighting everyone, even fought Vader. I was there when he fought Vader. Crazy, right? After fighting everyone and going off to Japan and doing what he was doing in Japan, he finally gets the big match against Puck. Puck is left WWE. He goes on to wrestle Dragon Gate. But Puck was like winning basically everything. He weren't laying down for anyone, basically. You know what I mean? He was the destroyer, basically. The bastard Puck, he was the destroyer. So Ospreay fought him 2019, I want to say the 15th of February. Yeah, again, you know, almost 6 years. Just over 6 years. In York Hall at High Stakes. And the match goes on, and I loved the match. A lot of people didn't like the match. I loved the match. Ospreay used everything. He used all the moves he did throughout those 6 years against all the people he faced. He used all the different moves that he's learned from all the other different people. He's never done this in any other match, and he'd never done it previous. He used all these matches. He basically threw the kitchen sink at Puck, and it ended in a draw. And everyone was pissed off. Time limit draw, 30 minutes. Everyone was pissed off. There was no winner. But that wasn't Ospreay versus Puck in retrospect. And it didn't come across like that. Everyone was like, they haven't given it to Ospreay. It's a massive fuck you to Ospreay, basically. It was like, he's done everything. What else can he do? But even though he was abroad and wrestling abroad and going on to bigger and better things, he won the title 364 days later at High Stakes. He won the British title against Zack Sabre Jr. But that match was to show him that he's still not, even though he's wrestled there and he's wrestled abroad, he's done everything, he's still not good enough. And he's still got a way to go. And this is British wrestling. This is a storyline in British wrestling. This isn't the fucking main stage. This comes from a guy, Andy Quilden, who basically grew up booking bloody Butlins holiday camp shows. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is nothing. Nobody knows this storyline. Nobody cares about this storyline. But it's a fucking amazing storyline. And you're trying to tell me, not you, but the world out there are trying to tell me that some of the best thing that they've seen is Roman Reigns lazily doing a callback and hitting Seth at the end of that match. Fuck off. Like I was like, come on, guys. I was like, that was fine, whatever. But it's not the end. It's not the height of storytelling.
No,
it never will be. Sorry, I think I over dramatized it, but that's what, you know, that's what I'm thinking about basically when I think about that end of that match.
I think as a night of like WrestleMania though, like there hasn't been a complete story like this. Okay, last year maybe in some ways, but previous WrestleMania there hasn't been this ongoing callback with stuff and trying to tie loose ends up as best as possible.
Yeah.
This is really feels like a clean slate, doesn't it? Really, and kind of like what happens next.
Yeah. Well,
I did see someone.
Triple H loves a third act.
He does.
He loves a third. Look at Mania 28. Him, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
You know, that was the end of an era kind of thing. He loves that end of an era, beginning of a new era.
Yeah, and that's exactly, I think, what's happening at this point. You've got, they keep saying this new era Cody, but it's like, does it now live up? And someone did say online, like, if you're using these MCU type things, now you've had Endgame, will all the Disney Plus stuff be as good as the rest of the MCU? Like, can it continue on the same level it has? And it'll be really telling, like, what happens with the Bloodline now. Does it rebuild from the ground up? Have you got new people coming in? Because both Rock and Roman seem to be on the way out.
I think he struggled in NXT with that, to be honest. I think NXT in itself, with how much little or depending on how much, like at a certain point with NXT, it got to the height and then just dropped off. I think this is the height. I really do. I can't see it getting any better. The good guys won, you know. I'm looking forward to seeing Rock versus Cody at SummerSlam, I hope. I think that would be absolutely amazing. I think it might be sooner than that, to be honest. But
well, I mean, they've already planted the seeds for that last night. They've kind of so the Rock comes back. You know, I want this first sort of thing. So, Yeah, well, wait. So I mean, the other good thing with this as well is like there's a lot more other main event programs coming out of this further as well. I think we're probably going to get Punk and Drew at Clash at the Castle, which is a match that people want to see.
Yeah.
We'll see. There's a lot of good stuff coming out of WWE right now. So, we shall see. But overall, then, what was your preferred night 1 or night 2?
Well, let's give night 2 a grading. What are we saying? Grade on night 2.
I'm going to give A- for night 2.
Well, I'll go straight A, I think.
And I say the reverse, B. And it's not necessarily. There's problems on that last 10 minutes. I did not need to see The Rock and Cena with his bald head, bald patch.
His crumbed ham.
His crumbed ham, as Jamie calls it. Match up again. I didn't need to see it again. There was a lot worse problems with that card than there was with night 1, I think, as well.
I just found the whole climax to it all much more enjoyable than the first night. So yeah, night 2 for me.
I think my favourite matches across the weekend. I loved the ladder match. Night 1 main event, I really enjoyed that, but I think just that feel good thing at the end of night 2 was just like finishing the weekend on a high note, really.
Yeah.
So good Mania all around, I think.
I still say that I said it on the last show, and I'm saying it again now. The real winner was the production.
Yes.
It was
the camera work,
amazing. The lighting, I mean, nothing can touch it.
I think really it's, if I was to segregate the production from the wrestling and the storylines and all of that lot, the production itself is at A+.
Yeah,
across the board.
Nothing else live touches it. No. I don't even think concerts to the same level can touch WrestleMania production.
I don't know. I don't know about what's the name. Jason Kelsey's
Taylor Swift.
Travis Kelsey's missus. Taylor Swift concerts. Production wise are a bit insane, but you pay through the nose for those. But
your run of the mill concert,
yeah. But ultimately, there's nothing that compares.
No. I just all the way all the lighting all triggered in with it just looked phenomenal. Like it just looked incredible.
I would say that first match, that camera shot of Rhea Ripley when she's getting introduced, was crystal clear. It was like I thought I was watching like a video game or something like that. It was just like, it didn't seem real because it was so real. Like I was just like, what's going on? But yeah, it's just unbelievable. Sorry, Jamie. Unbelievable.
No, I was gonna say it just phenomenal. Even like it had such a different feel to it as well, like with the advertising around the barricades, the LED adverts. Like, okay, there was a lot of it, but it just felt so different. But it all looked so crisp and it looked so well done, you know. Really, really good. Oh yeah, really, really enjoyable. And I think as much as they put effort into All In, like with stings and stuff, it still was nothing compared to what WrestleMania was doing, you know. No. So yeah, kudos to that. I think just really quickly. So obviously, while Mania weekend was going on there, you had this thing in AEW around CM Punk and this potential All In footage. Now we won't talk over for another week about this. What do you think is actually going to happen Wednesday? Do you think it's going to be a troll job? It's going to be Young Bucks and FTR stuff, or do you think we are going to get some Jack Perry shit?
I don't know. No idea what's going to happen with it, and that's
very bizarre, isn't it?
That's the good thing about it. You just don't know. So
very, very strange.
See what they do. It seems very petty if it is the real McCoy. It's going to be really petty. So
and I know it's all rumours and stuff, but that is what I've heard.
Well, that's what Sean Ross Sapp's been saying and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Join Cardtricks UK on What Not Daily, your only stop for regular wrestling breaks in the UK. Ooh, Chris, Casper, and the team welcome you to join the hunt for rare autographs, relics, and one-of-ones from wrestling stars past, present, and future. What you gonna do, brother?
Right, let's do a quick whiz through them. So I just wanted to have a bit of fun, really, about card impacts and tie it in with a bit of cards here. So we wanted to see sort of who we think is going up, who's going down, whose card stock is in the middle, and not just values, really, just general interest in people wanting to buy or get into PC and certain people, really. So we'll go around and just sort of pick a few names based on Mania. So, Chris, start us off. What do you think card-wise will be as a result of Mania?
I think one that's glaring is Jade Cargill. Do you think? I think Jade, you know, she then on Mania, Raw after Mania, she then had a squash match against Chelsea Green. And so they're obviously just sort of building her up as, you know, similar way to AEW did. But for me, I think it just shows a lot of wrestling fans wouldn't have seen that much of her yet because, let's face it, not everybody watches AEW. I think this was a good showcase for her. So she's my number one, I think.
I will. So, I mean, I'll intertwine if I've got anything the same. So with Jade Cargill, it's quite a funny one, really, because I recently got offered a trade for a Jade Cargill autograph. I don't have one, actually, and I did want one for my PC. But I was thinking, like, financially, they're probably like over $100 right now, you know what I mean, just for a base. But Travis Fowler actually put not a spanner in my thinking, but actually like highlighted something. When she has Panini stuff, that AEW stock is, in price wise, is going to go through the shitter. So if you're looking at Jade Cargill stuff at high values on AEW right now, I think it's going to be a lot less money when her WWE stuff comes out. I don't think it will elevate. I think it will go. And the reason I say this, and I concur with that, is because if you look at the Cody stuff, even though Cody is pretty high right now, and his stuff in WWE sells really high, actually, but compared to his AEW stuff, I always find it's kind of like the forgotten child in comparison to WWE. The only
difference in that is that Cody had stuff previous, whereas Jade doesn't. Yeah. So Jade's is still all the rookie stuff. So that's, I think, the only sort of caveat that might keep the value there is that it's, you know, the rookie stuff. But
we'll see, though.
We'll see.
Like, as soon as the WWE stuff starts to pump out on her, that'll be really interesting to see. I think that's. I think that's the my main focus, likewise, with regarding pricing, definitely in the coming months.
And have you got anything else, Chris? Anyone else you reckon?
Looking at the list, you feel like Bayley should. Do you know what I mean? Because Bayley's so undervalued, but I don't know, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure. Somebody that I have thought, because I watched all the pre-shows to WrestleMania and stuff, and I really enjoyed watching CM Punk and CM Punk back and everything. So maybe his, I think, again, similar to what Dave's just said there, I think when, you know, you start seeing his stuff from Impeccable and when Immaculate comes out, I think his price could really...
Lloydy, anyone else that you think then outside of Bayley and Jade Cargill?
I think it's going to be interesting to see what Damian Priest does now. With regarding, we know some diehard Damian Priest fans, right? But it'll be interesting to see how he grows within the hobby, because the thing is with his cards in the hobby, they're very. I wouldn't say that he has an abundance of.
It does a bit.
Well, there's certain sets where he doesn't have loads. You know what I mean? There's certain stuff where he has like the same amount as everyone else.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see the value of those cards, what they do.
Well, I might be able to help you out there because I had 2 Damian Priest always, and I'm going to try and sell this one now. So we'll see if it sells or not.
Yeah.
Well, I will say something with Damian Priest because he was someone on my list. So I have been watching for a long time the fully loaded ladder relic auto.
Yeah, I have that.
Now, we mentioned that on the show a couple of weeks ago as well, didn't we, about that card being one to maybe pick up. Now, I've been watching that for a bloody long time and didn't pull the trigger. That was sold Sunday morning. It was a spoiler for me that he had cashed in because I've seen it sold on the eBay watch list. So people obviously are picking up his stuff. That's the one.
There
That's
it
actually
is.
it.
Yeah, I've actually got 3 Damien Priest autos done.
Oh my god! So yeah, that was someone. I guess the other people that I considered maybe ones to think. I think Seth Rollins. There may be some more interesting people going back to pick up Seth Rollins. I don't think his price will go up, but I think there'd be more movements of it.
I doubt it. I mean, I when it comes to Seth, Roman,
I don't think the big boys. I don't think Cody and Rock,
Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, all of those guys who are great wrestlers, and I love them all. I think they're all fantastic. But their stock, no matter what they do, just never seems to do anything.
Yeah,
I don't think there's going to be a massive shift. I just think people may start trying to PC Seth Rollins. I think it's put a bit of a shine on him across the weekend, but I don't think he's going to skyrocket. I just think there might be more people going after him.
I'd counter that and saying Sammy. Because ultimately, I think Sammy was the golden child coming out of that Mania, other than Cody, obviously. Yeah. But it'd be interesting because Sammy's stuff has always been in the shitter. Yeah. So it would be so if he does an uptick, I'd be so happy because he deserves that uptick.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, last year was like Sammy's year, and nothing happened with him last year, did it?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
no.
And the only other person I think may have a bit more love in the hobby is R-Truth. I think everyone was really bigging up R-Truth, and I wonder if people may pick up a few cheap R-Truth cards, or maybe his early cards, just to have that ability.
Quick.
I've seen that a lot. Yeah. I to be honest, I've seen that a lot even before this. I've seen that recently in since his Judgment Day stuff, and especially in Chris from Cardtricks' breaks as well. A lot of people, R-Truth is one of the first people to go because he's reasonably priced and everyone loves him. You know what I mean? Like I think he's getting to the point of national treasure when it comes to WWE. He's by far the most entertaining person on that show, and even when he came back, remember when he came back and everyone was talking about the return of it was because he came back on what was it called, War Games, didn't he? And he was behind the scenes, and then Triple H afterwards going, all right, we need to talk about the return. Obviously everyone's talking about it. R-Truth is back. And to an extent, I'm much happier that R-Truth came back the CM Punk, to be honest. But no, he's great. And Jamie, I concur. I think it's great. R-Truth to the moon.
I would like an R-Truth away.
Yeah, I think I've got one.
I've never considered it before, but yeah, I think for the price of it, there's no reason not to pick one up, is there? Yeah.
I'm going to root around, but I'm pretty sure I've got one. I think I've got Finest R-Truth also. I'll have a look.
And it's funny you say that. I totally forgotten about him doing like the 3 Live Crew stuff in early TNA and stuff. And I really liked Ron Giddens back in that day, you know.
Yeah.
He was one of the first TNA champions back in the day.
Yeah.
He's... I think he won it twice. The TNA, 2 or 3 times the NWA championship. Yeah. TNA NWA championship.
Like seriously, so I watched wrestling a lot back then, and I was really invested with him when he was K-Quick and with Road Dogg and stuff. So I was a big Ron Killings fan back then.
Yeah,
really.
So that's my bank. I think we're going to see a bit more of a shift in people getting R-Truth and things. Non-WrestleMania wise, I will make a note on Charlie Dempsey being part of Bloodsport. All the Cardtricks breaks this weekend, everyone was going after those Charlie Dempsey spots that I was after. They were going up into double figures. So Charlie Dempsey's stock seems to have gone up, disappearing on Bloodsport already. So
crazy.
We shall see. Right, so let's just run through really quickly then, just to finish up the show. Going to quickly talk about the Panini Instant predictions. Have you got any ideas of what you would like to see on a card, or just one image that you would like to see, and then we'll go on to the Cardtricks side of things?
Not sure. So many moments, isn't there, really? I mean, it's hard to...
I quite like The Undertaker standing behind The Rock.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The Undertaker had a real mean look in his face there. I liked that one. Wouldn't mind that one.
I'd quite like that shot that's been doing the rounds of the Mama Road belt in the ring with Roman standing behind it after the Rock's just vanished would be a really nice shot.
The back of John Cena's head.
Trying to push his hair back.
Really pushing it back.
I'd love that.
Story of my life.
Stick that on a card. I'd buy all of them. Yeah.
I would also like a Paul Heyman in his ECW garb, but the Hall of Fame would be quite a nice card to have, I think, as well. Yeah. So yeah, Lloyd. So cool. Let's go through some Cardtricks bits and pieces. So for everyone who's listened to the first time round, this is going to be the new bonus show we're going to do each month as a result of the pay-per-view. So Chris at Cardtricks is going to be really the sponsor of this show altogether, really. So as a result, we're going to review their big hits for the year and just run through what some of the stuff they're going to do. And going forward, we're going to give like some discount codes and stuff for new subscribers to their Whatnot feeds and stuff like that. So some really cool stuff to sort of come up on these shows. So we'll run through. Should we just go around, say one each and just go through some of the cards, or how do you go through the hits for March?
Like that.
Yeah. So I'll start us off here. So these are all things that have come through over the last couple of weeks, mainly impeccable. But again, Cardtricks have had a hell of a month, really done lots of breaks and rips. So I'll start us off first of all. So we had the Kane Chronicles also to 10 that cropped up a couple of days ago, which is a really nice auto.
Then we had the Hogan Elite Impressions auto as well. Very, very nice one.
I was very pissed off because I was on that break and Hogan had already gone, and I was thinking to myself, oh, if it was there, I would have got Hogan. And then they pulled that. I was like,
that's happened to me.
Yeah. So he pulled a Batista out of 5 impeccable auto. I didn't see him pull that, but it's very nice. Okay.
And then we had Bianca Belair out of 22 impeccable auto, which is actually the 21 image, but it's actually numbered out 22. So I think there was quite a lot of conversation around why this was 22, and I don't think it was ever really quite sold. But yeah, this is numbered out 22. It features Bianca Belair at Mania.
Cool. And then the next one, heck of a card. I was on this break when it was pulled. Unfortunately, I did not have The Undertaker, but The Undertaker to 91 impeccable auto. So it's the ones where it says 1991. The image is The Undertaker against Hogan.
Yeah.
Heck of an image. Really, really cool card.
I've seen a few of those cards pulled now.
Same, yeah.
And it's... I know it's out at 91, but oh my God.
Ooh. Looks beautiful.
It does.
Beautiful.
The Rock Gold Stainless Stars. Oh,
big card.
Sorry, the Rock Stainless Stars Gold out of 10.
Yeah,
I said gold twice. That's on the show notes there, Jamie. Rock Gold Stainless Stars Gold out of 10. That got me. That's a Jamie special right there. Very lovely card. Very lovely card.
It's a nice card. The next one we've got is the Cody autograph relic, the Elegance. This is out of 15, and this is like got the purple parallel, which again it just gives it a nice sort of hint to it, really. But this was a really nice card, and this was pulled sort of fairly early on as well.
I think whoever had that card pulled for them, big money there. The next one is Kane Indelible Ink to 10. So these are the close up. Shots of like their faces and stuff. So this one's very cool.
Is it out of 10? I thought those were
10.
I thought those were out of 75. I need to double check.
Yes.
Oh no, it was out of 10. Oh wow. So I saw a lower print version of those, like a higher print version of those. So I'm sure I've seen that as like a 75 as well.
There is a 75 doing the rounds of the same image. Yeah.
That's mad. That's so cool. That means, to be honest, it's great. It means there's more of them, so happy days.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. I'm going to try and get hold of this. I mean, 75 makes it that much more achievable, doesn't it? You know?
Yeah, but having it to 10, though. Oof.
It's so nice. But yeah, the image, for people who haven't seen it, it's like Bad Blood 97 Kane in like the red lighting. You got red and white. Oh, it's so nice. Yeah. It's really nice card.
That is really nice.
The crap out of me.
I'm glad I get to say the next one. Hacksaw, 1 of 1 Indelible Ink. I was on that break when he pulled that as well. So that was for a personal. So one of the guys. So you can do this as well. So one of the guys in one of the customers of Cardtricks bought a case of Impeccable.
Yeah.
Not a box, a case of Impeccable. And Kevin Murphy, I believe his name is, and he pulled the Hacksaw 1-of-1 indelible ink from the case. And it's a lovely hacksaw. I love Hacksaw. So I'm so glad when it came out. I was like, yes. Out of all the 1-of-1s to have, yeah, cool, man.
Chris, you do this next one, and I'll finish this off.
No. I want to do the last one.
Oh, you do the last one?
I was in the break.
Okay, fair enough. So, yes, the next one is RVD, numbers of 25, Illustrious Ink. So this is classic 2001 RVD with like the bit of the tie-dye and the auto on that. So, yeah, real nice. Another great one from Impeccable.
That's it. And the last one was on night 2 of the WrestleMania. So it was like the last one of the last cards pulled on WrestleMania weekend. John Cena to 25, Immortal Ink on card. Beautiful. Nice. Really, really nice card.
His autograph makes so much difference when it's on cards.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a nice card.
Yeah.
Big hit.
Better than the little squiggle.
Exactly that. Mm-hmm. And I mean, there's already been some big hits for April. So the next paper we will run through some of the Cardtricks hits for April.
Yep.
Spoiler, there was on the select break last night, there was a massive redemption pulled on a 2-box T-Mall. So yeah, some really cool shit coming on. It's on its way.
Yeah, nice one.
But yeah, so anyone who hasn't been in Cardtricks before, search them up and whatnot. Again, we will continue chatting about them on these specials and on our show as well. They are really leading the way in card breaks and whatnot in the UK. As Chris said, they're doing like kind of watch-alongs as well within the breaks, and it's just a great bit of fun, really.
So much fun.
Come join the WhatsApp chat groups as well. If you're a previous buyer, you can join those, and there's loads of chat rooms. And always look at the VIP side of things as well, but you'll hear that in our ads here. So,
Chris, if you're listening to this, and I'm sure you are, please get more leaf metal. Leaf metal. That's what Daddy wants. Leaf metal.
Metal was here.
Yeah, please. That's my jam at the minute. So, cool.
Well, boys, any final thoughts on WrestleMania weekend? If not, we'll finish off and Lloydy can sign us off.
No, I think it's going to be interesting for the rest of the year, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's
the start of a new era.
Start of a new era.
New era, yeah. Get the old Vince stink out. So, yeah, so you can find us. We're on Facebook. Search for Squared Circle Relics Podcast on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram, Squared Circle Relics Pod. Lloydy looks after the Twitter. So you can find us at SCR Pod on Twitter. And Chris, over to you for your plugs. And then Lloydy can send us home.
Cambridge Trading Cards on the YouTubes, and Cardtricks UK on whatnot. Got to check them out. Dave?
And fuck John Cena and his gammy head hair, and also that chair shot at the end of that last match. Absolutely fuck him.
Fuck it.
Yeah. Later.